going to, so the one that I've been using is Kinemaster. It's a free app, it's a free download. You can get a premium subscription to it, but I didn't do that, and it's done everything that I wanted it to, which has been great. The biggest thing are add-ons, different features, music, that kind of thing that you would get with your subscription. So I think it's like $5 something a month, or it's under $50 a year if you decide that you want to do a yearly and annual subscription to them. So the biggest thing in all of this, I'm sure most of us have watched our photographers do pictures, and we've been there when they've been taking pictures. So if you've watched where their view plane is, that's one of the biggest things that I was finding with it. We tend to take pictures when we're standing up, and that's not actually where the photographers take them. They kind of squat down a little bit. So that's what I did with, I went down to Goresbrook Park and took a number of photos down there, and I did a walkthrough video as well, just to be able to put it together, piece it together, and show you what it looks like. The other thing is I did it all on my phone, obviously, but if you have a gimbal, then it will help to stabilize it. I didn't take mine down because I wanted everybody to see what a video would look like without one, just with no additional equipment at all. So if you're seeing the screen, Kinemaster, can everybody see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the center button, the largest red button with the plus sign in it, that's what you're going to click. So you'll click on that. And then what you're going to want to pick is the aspect ratio. The one that we see the most, and the one that it's going to be easiest for you to use and to transfer, that's going to show up best for viewings, is the 16:9. So we start that, and then it automatically takes me to where all of my media is. So if I go into DCIM/camera, then you will see pictures. So I'm going to start with this one, because that's the address for Goresbrook Park. So what I wanted to do was, when you start your video tour, as you notice, most of them will start with an exterior shot. So again, you want to create it as close to what you'd be paying for as possible. So we start with an exterior shot. This is 1048 Wellington Street. So one of the things that I like to do at this point is to be able to add text. So I want to add the location of it. If you wanted to say welcome home, if you wanted to say, you know, whatever it is that you decide that you want to add. So if I say welcome to Goresbrook Park condos, and then I click OK, and then I can choose what I want it to do. I can choose the text. Okay, so if I just want standard basic text, I don't want anything to change, you can do everything from fading in and out, circles, it goes into a dial, you can do a counterclock. There's so many options for it, but I'm just going to keep it very basic for the purpose of this. And then you always click the circle with the check mark, and it's always going to be in the top right hand corner. Then what you can do is you can increase the size or decrease it just by dragging the little arrows on the end. And then I click check, and then that is there. So if I wanted to, I could change the color of this as well. So there's my first slide, and I've got that all set up. So as you're taking the pictures as well, something to consider is it would be the same as if you're doing a viewing or a showing, or when your photographer goes in. Make sure all your lights are on, your curtains are pulled, things are nice and bright, things are tidied up, there's no mats lying around, there's no clothes on the floor. If you're doing the photos yourself, I think you just have to take a lot of extra steps and extra precautions to make sure they're going to be the quality that you're going to be happy with, because once you have the photos done, you're going to leave the property, and then you're going to be editing once you're at your home office. You won't be running back and forth all the time. So you want to make sure that that you have what you need. So if you have to take lots of extra ones, then take lots of extra ones. Okay, so now we're going to go back into media, the DCIM/camera, and we're going to start picking some of the additional pictures. So if you see in the bottom left-hand corner of each of the images, there is like a mountain. That means that that's a photo. And then, where is the video? The video is, I'm going to scroll this up. So it should be the one that you're seeing. It's in the second one over, and you can see how it's like a little video clip. So that will be the difference in what you're seeing and where you want to place some of these. So I'm going to do all of my images first, and then I'm going to add the video at the end, and then we can see what that looks like. So if I want to say, okay, I'd like this picture, so that one's going to go after that. And then I'd like to have one as I'm walking in. So I'll just go through some of these and make sure that we have the images that I would like. I'm not going to make this really long, but I want to make it long enough that we're able to view some of it and make some changes and edit some of it if we want to. I'm also going to put that one in because I know that picture's a different vantage point.
I just want to point out for iPhone users, instead of it saying DCIM/camera, it will probably say camera roll. I don't know for sure. I haven't used this app, but generally it's called camera roll on an iPhone.
Right. Yeah, and there's going to be a few different things depending on what type of phone, what type of device you have that you're trying to work on. And yeah, so you just kind of figure that out a little bit and then be able to go from there. That one. We'll just do a couple more here. Sorry. Going to get into some family photos here. Everybody will be able to see some of the craziness. But I will show you. Okay, and so now I'm going to add the video, which is going to be quite a bit longer. So this actually makes this a little bit over 6 minutes long, or 2 minutes long. So you can edit that if you want to. So what you're seeing now is the video at the very end. So you see the red line where it has the time marker on it. So all you want to do is drag this all the way along until you get to the first. So here, I can actually change this. Okay, so anytime you click on something on the bottom run, it's going to highlight it in yellow. Once it's highlighted in yellow, you can pull on the end tabs and you can lengthen them or shorten them. So that will be everything from music to text, where I've added welcome to Goresbrook Park Condos. You can, for video, I'll show you once I get down to the video part towards the end of this reel. I'll show you how to be able to shorten that. You can also take pieces out from the middle if you want to, if there's something in it that you would like to eliminate. So now that I've increased the length of time, again, the check mark that's up in the right-hand corner, you check that and there, that is done. If there's anything that you don't like that you've done, then you can just, on the left-hand side of your screen, there should be some different icons. The one that has the back button, the undo, then you can just click that as well. And so I'll do that and it'll show you that it just goes back to what it was. So it really is very simple in terms of trying to add or delete or change or edit. And again, in all honesty, this is staying on your device. So play around with it. If you make some mistakes in it, you can delete the whole thing and start over. And it should only take you a few minutes once you get the handle of it, once you kind of get a little bit more of an understanding of where things are on it. All right, so with this, so what it can do at any point as well, I should mention this, there's a play button right above the camera reel. So at any point you can play that and just see as things are going and think, okay, yeah, that's probably where, so I probably want this to stop Goresbrook Park Condos a little bit sooner than where it is right now. Okay, so I'd like it to stop at the end of that picture. So we'll click check, and then we'll go back to the beginning, and we'll just play that through, make sure that's where I'd like it to be, and then we can continue on. Okay, so that's good. What I like to do as well before I upload pictures to this, if you're taking pictures yourself on your camera, if you can edit them before you put them into this program. It's a lot easier to edit them on your phone. This one doesn't have as many options, and that's coming from people that are far more professional photographers than I am. They're saying, their advice is just to do it on your phone, and then you know exactly which ones you've edited, and those are the ones that you put into your tour.
And Janice, you may cover this when you get to it, but Brenda asked a question, can you edit videos in here, or is that something that you would edit prior to uploading them into here?
Both. So you can edit them in here, and by what is it that you're wondering about editing, Brenda?
Just again, can I cut clips? Can I add music to clips, wording to clips?
Okay. Yeah, you can. So you can add, so what I'll do now is, I'll go through the music in a few minutes, okay? And kind of I'll add that. But what I'm gonna show you is if I click on one of the pictures, again, you see the tabs on the end, and there's a pair of scissors on your right-hand side of your screen. So if I click on the scissors, it will say, do I want to split it and insert a freeze frame? If it's a video, it will say trim to the left of the playhead, so at the beginning of the video, or trim to the right, so at the end, or do I want to split it in the middle? So that will be where that is. Okay, so once we get to the video portion, I can go over that. If you did want to, do some editing on your photos in this app, then this would be that section. So you click on it, it's highlighted yellow, and you go to color filter. And these are the ones that are just automatically included. There are some, you can see the crown, those are the premium ones. And then there's other ones. So if we do basic ones, then these are all of your options. So it comes with a half decent number of them. But again, like I said, unless you're getting the premium membership, then it probably is easier for you just to do it on your device before you upload them. Okay, so I'm going to click none, and I'm going to go back. Okay, so again, then if I wanted to do adjustments, if you're somebody that is good and has a good eye for this, then you can change your saturation level, your brightness, your contrast, and you can change all of that within this app as well. For me, I personally find it easier to do it all beforehand, and then I know exactly the ones because they've been saved a little bit differently because they're edited on my phone, and those are the ones that I'll automatically pick. Makes the whole process easier, goes a little bit faster. Okay, and then if we go down here to where the video is, here we go. Should be right about, no, sorry. So I'm going to play it from here. So this is the video. So I should have had it a little bit higher. One of my kids was laughing and they're like, oh, it's like a little toddler's walking through, Mom. Said, yeah, okay. It should have been a little bit higher, but it gives you an idea. You just walk along and you go slowly, but as smooth as you can. And if anybody's seen the Matterport videos, or if anybody's done a 360 tour, then that's what you have in your mind of what you want to do and what you want it to look like. So we may or may not want the bathroom in there. And if we don't, then I want to take that part out, and then we just leave it, right? So then we can adjust that. And
Janice, can you add voiceover now? Or like, do I want to be describing the unit or the property as I'm taking this video? Or do I just want to get the video now, and when I get it uploaded, do a voiceover after the fact.
Exactly. So on the, again, on the dial that's on the right-hand side, you can add voice. So on the bottom, right below the red button, there's a voice button. So if you click that one, then I can start to record, and I can record whatever I want here, and then it will automatically. So if I start here, don't miss out on this beautiful kitchen. Imagine cooking in this space, right? Something like that.
So Janice, can I just ask a quick question?
Sure.
Are you doing that while you are videoing it, or are you doing that after you've taken your pictures, taken the video, brought it back, did your app, and now you're doing that? Or are you talking as you're videoing?
You can do either, Holly. So you can do it where you have your audio while you're going through it. If there's things that you want to make sure you're highlighting and you want to make sure you don't forget about those, then you can do that while you're taking the video at the property. If you're not sure how you want to word it and you want to wait until you get back and you're into the app, then you can use the voice button and you can record it at that point and overlay it onto this.
Okay, so
Do it either way.
So you take the pictures and the video and then you come home and put them on this app, is that correct? So you're not?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, I get it.
So,
Can I just say one thing?
Sure.
If you're videoing yourself, do not do the voiceover after, because your lips and the voice will not match and it will be terrible. But because Janice is not in this video footage, it's okay.
Yeah, that's a really
Just-
good point, Erin. Really
Yeah.
good point. So in this one, I knew I wasn't going to be talking on this because any virtual tour that I've seen does not have a voice in it. So what I was trying to create was something similar to a virtual tour in this. If you're doing something where it's like an open house, or you're doing something where you're highlighting features of a property and it's unique, and then you want to be able to put it on your Facebook, your YouTube, your Instagram, all of your social media, then absolutely the voiceover is amazing, and it's something that you can do at the time or you can add it later. So if we're not, so here we go. So if I wanted to do the clip, so I want to split the playhead. So I just highlighted the video. And if I want to split the playhead, where do I want to split it? I want to split it there. And then I want to take this part, and I want to take that out. Okay? So if I split that playhead and then I check yes, then that part's all gone. Okay? So if I'm just going to undo that, so that's not there. So it's fairly easy to be able to do it, be able to edit, be able to take sections out, be able to start it sooner or a few seconds into the video. Don't worry about having a few seconds at the beginning or the end where you're trying to figure something out, or you go, oh shoot, and because you don't actually have to have the audio on this. If you're not on it, it doesn't matter if there's background noise, and you know, if you're at a construction, like this is a construction part in one part of the condos, they're still working on it. So I wasn't worried about the noise level because I had no intention of adding the audio to this. So what my intention was for this was to add music. So if I want to do the audio, and so you click, so if I go back and I click the music note for audio, go to music assets. Now all of these I have downloaded in this app. So these ones were all free. If you like additional ones, up at the market, so it's right beside the check part, it looks like a little tienda, a little place you'd see like a tiki on the beach somewhere. Maybe that's where my mind is lately. So if I click that, then this will take me into this additional section for audio. So you can see a lot of this music is for premium. But once you start to go down, you can see some of the ones that I've installed. These are the free ones. And let me find one that I haven't downloaded. So all I do is I click the play and see if I like it. Sure, I'll use that. So I download it and it's installed, and it's as easy as that. If you're looking for things like sound effects, I don't know if anybody's going to use this, but there's all kinds of sound effects on here. Like you could have, if you wanted to and you were using audio, you could have birds singing. So there's lots of different things that you could do with this.
That gas leak one would be a real selling feature, I'd say.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So there's lots of things that you can add to it. Okay, so, and once you're in here, I'm not going to go into any of these today, but there's so many different things in this app that you can do. Here's the one that if you wanted to change your text to different types of text, then this would be where you would find it. And there's multiple languages here as well. Okay, so I'm going to close that. And I'm going to do the coming home. Okay. Okay, yeah, I think that would go well with this. So I'm going to add the plus sign to it, and it automatically adds it for me. Okay, so the check mark again. If I want this to go the whole length of the video, I click on it, and then I just drag it. Oh, it's not going to let me. Okay, so what I'll do is I will add loop and loop to the end. Okay. I don't know why it's not letting me.
Maybe if you delete the music note and then go back to start and put it back in.
Yeah, I think, yeah, it wasn't, I don't know why it wouldn't let me do that. Anyway, so what I'll do is I will delete that. So I just hit the garbage can, go right to the beginning, go music assets, coming home, and yes. Okay, and then I check the button, the check mark, and then I look to see how far it goes. Okay, it doesn't go the whole length of the video, so I want to highlight that. I want it to loop, and I want it to go right to the end, to loop right to the end. So then I check it, and it will go right to the end of when these pictures and the video happens. Okay, so then you have music for the whole thing. So I check mark that, and now I want to watch it and see how it goes.
Are we supposed to be able to hear that music?
You can't hear the music?
I can't, but
It's
maybe.
just a Zoom thing. Music doesn't come through Zoom.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's too bad. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a really nice. And this was where I wanted to show you. I purposely put this picture in because I had it on a different angle. So all of the rest of the pictures were taken the lengthways of your camera, and this one I had my camera up and down. Okay, I had it vertical, so it does show a little bit different in the video. So it depends if you like that or you don't like that. You may or may want to be aware of that as you're taking your photos and as you're taking your video. Okay, so then I'm just going to show you. So yes, the music goes all the way through. It's too bad that it won't show up, but this will show you, take you right to the video part of it. There's actually in the settings, before you even begin putting your video together, you can go into your settings and you can actually have in it the length of time that you want the pictures to stay up. The default seems to be 4.5 seconds, which to me was a little bit long. So I made it 3.5 seconds because I was thinking if I'm watching them, I'm looking at the picture and I'm trying to figure out where it is and what is it that has, what are the features in that room that they're trying to highlight. Okay, so this shows you, it just gives you a bit of an idea that you can take still portraits and you can do video and you can merge the two of them together. If you wanted to do the video in the middle of it, you could do that. But typically if there's going to be a video, it would probably be at the end. I don't know if people are going to continue to watch after the video is done because the video tends to highlight what you've already gone through in the pictures. Does anybody have any questions?
I have one, Janice. Can
Sure.
you zoom in and out? Can you fade in and out?
Yes. So that is a layer. So on the round button, so if I go back here, this is one of the things that you want to play around with to see what features are going to work for you. So if you can do more media. So more media would be if I want to put a picture inside a picture, you can do that. Effects, you can have it fading in and out. You can change the transition from the beginning to the end and how they can fade into each other. You can do everything from pixelated to cartoon, to, like there's lots of options for the fading in and out for the transitions of the pictures. Again, you can do more overlays, and those would be things like here, let me show you, for example, this, like a Merry Christmas text on top of it. So I'm probably not going to do that. But so I want to undo that, and then that will just take it out. So there's different layers that you can add to it. You can also do handwriting as well. So yeah, Brenda, you can do that. You can do a slow fade, you can do fast fade, you can do a seamless transition. There's all kinds of different things that you can do. You can have them spinning, you can have it flipping like an old Rolodex idea. So it depends on what you want to download to it. Those are some, I wouldn't call them advanced features in this, but they're a little bit more than just the basic ones. And again, some of those are addressed in the some of the videos that we'll send through, which really aren't very long.
Janice, can you add a link? Like, let's say at the end you wanted to add a link to your list, to the landing page, or where your listing is with the description and everything like that. Are you able to do that?
Yeah, you could just have it with text, right? So if you wanted to do that,
Right.
then you could just have put a layer, and then I can add text to it, and then I would add that in.
I would make sure that it's something with a simple URL, because they won't be able to click on it because it's a video, like it won't be hyperlinked. So if it's something like brendak.ca or something, that's simple enough for them to remember and be able to go to afterwards. But a link for a landing page is not a simple URL. And because you won't be able to hyperlink it, they'll never be able to remember it to type it in themselves.
So one of the things that I wanted to show you as well, because this ties into that, is you can actually automatically from this app share it to your Facebook, all your social media, your YouTube, or you can just save it on your device. So in the bottom or the top right-hand corner is the save. So I'm going to do that. I want to get it ready. If there's a specific resolution, like if you have to have the video a little bit smaller, then you can change that on here. If you're looking at bit rate, or you're looking at any kind of information, I'm just going to leave it as is for now, because it's pretty standard. So it's a good size video to have to be able to export. So I'm going to export it, and I'm going to skip this. So this is where the membership comes up. So I will skip that, and then it will start exporting. We'll get it all ready.
Janet, while that's exporting, can you take your pictures on your phone and then add them to your, let's say your computer, and use the software on your computer, or does it have to be all done on the phone?
Has to be done on the phone. I tried to, that's where I was going to do the Zoom class, was on my computer. and then quickly realized that you can't, it's an application for a device. So you could do it on a tablet.
You mean I can't do this on my laptop?
Apparently not, no.
Oh, God. Okay.
So
We're all running to the glass to get glasses then, I think.
On Mac, like, you know what I mean? Because sometimes Mac we can do appy things. You know what I mean?
Oh, doopy doop.
I mean, all you
Did
can do is
anybody-
go look.
Hmm?
All you could do is go maybe look in your app store to see if it's available for your computer, but it's probably a phone app.
Yeah, as far as I could tell, it was a phone app. Okay, so And then on the right-hand side, it has the share button. So if you click that, then it'll come up and you can share it wherever you would like to. On your YouTube channel, on your Facebook, Instagram, you can send it through email. There's lots of options that you can do.
And another option, so Nicole did designs and campaigns last week. So one of the parts of that was just how you can promote a virtual tour through Command. So if you guys go back and find that video on the YouTube channel, Aaron, I believe it's there. You know, you can also upload this into Command and then create different campaigns that way as well.
Yeah, exactly. So you could email it to yourself. You could post it wherever you want to on this. Yeah, depending on what you have stored for your ability to share, where you can share things on your device. And that really is about it. Like I said, there's a whole lot more that you can do with the app, but we just wanted to start with something that was very basic to be able to get people feeling like it's something that you can do, help it to feel comfortable so that it doesn't feel, because when you start talking about video editing apps, all of a sudden it feels a little intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. This is one of many apps, but it is one that's highly rated in terms of being user friendly, which was the reason that I started using it.
Awesome. So thank you, Janice, and we'll just stay on and give everyone an opportunity for some questions. But our goal here today, everyone, was kind of in this day and age, if you're doing a listing presentation, you almost have to now by default have a virtual tour as part of your marketing strategy. At least I'm finding that anyway. Mm-hmm. But we've heard from some agents where, paying for a virtual tour is not always something that they can afford. And also too, I know like my photographer is not back to work yet. So I'm using another photographer who's very busy. So what we wanted to do today was just show everyone that you can create a semi-professional virtual tour tool for, relatively nothing, and then use it to promote your listings. So, this is an excellent app. I have an app that's called Video Crop that I've used a couple of times, and I think they're all very similar. But the idea is just simply, we wanted to just give everyone an idea that you can create a virtual tour and offer it without having to go deep into your pockets if that's something you can't afford right now, or also you're just not able to get someone who offers a virtual tour, especially in some of these rural areas of Nova Scotia. Yeah. Yeah. That was our intention. And Janice, you did a wonderful job in doing that today. So thank you very much.
Oh. Well, thank you, Phil. Yeah, and like I said, we keep going back to this statement with Command, like you can't break it. It's one of the things that's so easy. If you don't like it, then start a new one. It's not going anywhere other than in that app. The only way it's even being saved on your phone is if you export it. That's it.
Janice, would you say that kind of one of the tips is when you're out, get as much information, kind of get as much video and content as possible while you're there, and then go home? That way, you don't get home and, but like you said, I think you said it while you're presenting, better to have too much media and then get home rather than miss something. Yeah.
Yeah, and start doing that walkthrough in your brain before you even get there. Like, what would I want to show my buyers? What do I want to highlight for them? Maybe, yeah, and I think we need to do that. We need to do that to be honest and forthcoming with our listings. If people are virtually viewing them and that's how they're purchasing homes, we want to make sure that we're being honest and forthcoming with all of the information for the property.
Yeah. Yeah, the other morning I was on a call with Melissa, and she said, because this kind of lightly came up, and she said, now your Goresbrook condos wouldn't probably have anything like this, but she said, you have to show the bad as well.
Yeah.
Because somebody may be potentially purchasing this property via this video, and if you don't show them that dungeon of a room in the back corner of the basement, that could come back on you in a bad way.
Yeah, well, we're responsible, right? Then we become responsible for sharing all of the information. Whether we see it as something that it's all in the eye of the buyer. And
So, but when you're talking about that, when you're doing a virtual tour, say for your listing, you're probably not going to go in the dungeon room. But if you're doing it for your buyer, you go in the dungeon room. I mean, who wants to, you know, I don't know. What would you say?
well, I think maybe I would probably have a video. If I know that it's only going to be done virtually, I would have something done for my virtual listing. And then I would have a video walkthrough that I sent to them. And
Yeah.
I would show the dungeon room in that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kind of have two.
probably you might not include the dungeon room on a video that you're plastering all over social media, but
Right,
something
that's what
that
I'm
you're
saying.
sending to a potential buyer.
Right,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
if you're doing something for your seller, you're, you know, doing the nice marketing, whatever.
Yeah.
But so I'm the selling agent, but if I was the buyer's agent and somebody was buying it virtually, I'd be going and taking the picture of the grout in the bathroom and the, you know, all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a different situation, would you say?
It is, yeah, it
Okay.
is. And I think, and that's a really good point, Holly, to be prepared. Maybe you are only able to get in once. And if you're only able to get into that property once because the sellers are really wanting to be overly cautious, then you want to try to get as much information and as many photos as you can.
Yeah.
If you know you're going to be able to get back in, then you get it to go live, you get everything ready, and then you go back in and say, okay, now as I'm putting on my buyer's agent hat,
Yeah.
what would I want to see? What am I going to be pointing out to my buyers? And that
Right.
would be what
I think too, though, when you're going in for your buyer, you're going to do your own like Facebook Live thing. You know, when you go through the house. I did one the other night for a client from Ontario, and I took my husband because he's really tall, so he can see shit that I can't see. So very helpful.
Vicki, you're not putting that on Facebook though, right?
No. That is for the
Okay.
buyer.
Buyer,
The
that's
buyer
right.
can't be there.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And that, to me, that's a,
Corners and showing them where he thinks there's dampness and
right.
touching things, and then
Yeah.
getting the camera
Yes.
close, and so they're aware, because the pictures on media look beautiful, right? So you
Yeah,
don't-
Exactly. Well,
Well,
that's what I'm
that's how
saying.
we're all presenting it, right? That's how we're all presenting it, because we're putting best foot forward.
Right.
But I think if your sellers don't want anybody in, right? If they're really on the extreme cautious end of it, and that's been how they want to set up their listing, then we need to be prepared to have those photos and the video of the dungeon rooms, then where things look like they're not so great.
And where would you send those? To the buyer's agent?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
I would just have that all ready, and then this would be all of the information that we have, and
Yeah.
and to me, I would think even more so. Anyway, I can't say that. I think that's a broker comment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Treading
yeah.
on-
I'm gonna stop it there.
Janice, I know like on Canva when you're making like a graphic, you can make a duplicate, and that. So could you make a duplicate video and then add in the bad? Like,
Oh yeah, you could.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, you could, because you could have one saved, and then you can go back in and you can edit it and save it.
Save it again.
Yeah, so you've already got most of the work done. You're just adding some
Muted,
additional.
Phil's muted.
Phil, we
You're
can't
muted.
hear you.
Sorry, I said make the long video first with all the dungeon stuff,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
cut that stuff out, and then save
Exactly.
it again.
Oh, yeah, good idea, yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to quickly touch on Facebook Live too. It's another option for showing your listing, but you have to be, I don't want to say perfect, but you can't make crazy mistakes because you're live. So that is another free, easy alternative to show off a new listing. You just open your Facebook page and there's a button that says live, but you're live. Everyone can watch it the second you start. And I'm not saying you have to be perfect. People like people who aren't perfect. Like perfect sometimes is a turnoff. So, but don't swear and don't trip and don't, I don't know, like, you know.
That's not an option for me, I'm just saying.
But once you do a Facebook Live, the video does stay on your news feed, so people can view it afterwards too. I think some people don't realize that.
I've done it by mistake before when I was doing an open house. I went to make like a little video when I got there of, you know, hi, this is Vicky, and I was going to edit it. And then my friend Joni, I see, Vicky, you're live. I was like, funny.
Yeah,
Right, well,
I know.
listen,
Well, and that's, you know, if you want to do a couple of run throughs, like videotape yourself, do a video, and then go live.
I'm going to practice on my,
Don't-
I'm going to
don't-
practice
don't
doing
click
one
like
on my
that.
own house.
Yeah.
Like you could practice on your own house, right?
For
And then
sure.
kind of.
Yeah,
Oh,
it won't
you
bother.
can.
It
Yeah.
won't bother Patty a bit.
Yeah, I'll do it when he's not home or when he's sleeping. And he can. Uh-oh, he heard me.
Well, thank you very much, Janice.
Yes, thank you,
Yeah.
Janice. It was great.
You're welcome, guys. You're welcome.
you,
And
Janice.
yeah,
Great
I'll
job.
send those to Erin. But yeah, if you just Google it, it really is the first few videos that come up. Just be careful, they're in English, because there was a couple that I clicked on. Like, I have no idea what you're saying. I can follow along with the visual, but no idea.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. See you later, guys.
Happy
All
long
right.
weekend,
Yeah.
everybody.
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.